I am known as the $1 Million Maker. And the $1 Million Maker is the coach that helps you figure out the trips instead. Oh my goodness, let's start that again. I'm the one who helps you figure out how to get to $1 million in a short period of time, growing your business without overwhelm, while enjoying it and enjoying the ride. So we're live on Facebook right now on the Women of Wealth Over 40. And any of the people that are in the the Creating the Feminine Economy collective are very welcome to join me here on the Zoom feed as well, talking about manifesting like a mofo today. And part of the reason that I'm able to teach you and people how to be able to manifest like a mofo is because I know how to manifest myself. And how I started talking about manifesting like a mofo is one of my friends was sitting on the beach with me one day and she was like, gee whiz, yeah, thanks, Johanna, about the tips and tricks. As I stumbled over that word, I see Johanna's on with me. But I was sitting on the beach one day and one of my friends said, I want to be like you when I grow up, Paula. And I was like, why do you want to be like me? And she said, because you can manifest like a mofo. And I always thought that was funny, but it is true. I have figured out how to manifest positively what I would like to create. And so first I want to say that all of us are manifesting all the time, right? So it's not like you manifest sometimes, you don't manifest other times. It is the intention and the energy that you're putting out. So the kicker is, are you manifesting what you want? That's the piece that you can learn how to control and that you can learn how to play in. And I'm going to emphasize the word play. Many of us are, especially women, we're far too serious and we get into this mode of trying to be successful and trying to know everything. And then we forget to relax and play. And those are really key words. If you want to write something down, that's really going to help you be able to manifest what you want better. Learn to relax, and you can do that through playing a little bit more. Make it fun. This is a fun ride that we're in. All right. So tonight I'm going to talk about how do you direct a little bit better the energy and the intention while you're growing your business, while you're walking into the feminine journey of success, and get better at manifesting. And not so much better, but get so good that somebody sits on the beach with you and says, you know how to manifest like a mofo. So what I'm going to tell you first of all is that most of us that are tuning in right now are women. And women, this is on your side. This is seriously on your side. Women are fabulous manifestors. Women are, in general, better manifestors than men for manifesting what they want. Remember, we're all manifesting all the time, but manifesting what we want, we tend to be better at it. And we can get into the flow of it better. So that's really good news if you're a woman here. Not that it doesn't mean you can't do it if you're a man listening, but we're really good naturally at it. And do you know why? Does anybody want to, anybody that's watching me now or on the feed now want to type in why that would be? Think about women in general and what you know about what's special about women that we carry with us in our DNA that would make us better manifestors in terms of positive outcomes of what we want. Really see any responders, so I'm going to give the answer, although some of you might be typing on your phone and that takes a little bit longer. Generally, women are more intuitive. We are naturally intuitive beings, and intuition is the connection. It's the heart-head coherence. And so when you have your heart, how you feel, bringing in your love in, we're really good at loving and feeling connected that way. And we bring in our head with our heart, that is intuition, that it's our gut leading us. And if we tune into that a little bit more and we think about what we want through our gut and through our heart, we will bring it to ourselves faster. So women are better at being intuitive. And so it makes us better manifestors. We're also better at being in touch with our feelings. Feelings and our key pieces to being able to create what you want. All right. So I'm going to give you some exercises you can do tonight, some things you can think about that'll help you use that intuition, that women's sense that you have, and use your feelings to engage your feelings a little bit more so that you can direct your energy and your intentions and manifest like me, like a mofo. All right. I'll give you a few examples of why my friend thinks that I can manifest like a mofo. You know, a few years ago, I was very deeply in debt and I wanted to get out of debt and I wanted to create a beautiful life for myself. And in just a few years, I had all that money coming to me. I had plenty of money coming to me. I renovated my house that I thought I was going to lose down at the beach. Also got, you know, tons and tons of new opportunities coming and all that kind of thing. I can tell you that I learned how to get into receive mode. It's not something that women do necessarily really well. So we're going to talk about that tonight. So how to manifest like a mofo. Get your pen out and write this stuff down. We don't have that much time tonight, so I'm kind of going through this. Those of you that are in the Creating the Feminine Economy Collective, if there's somebody in the collective with me on here tonight on the feed, say I'm in the collective or type in collective, you will receive in the membership site a copy of this video so you can watch it again and again. And I would tell you to bring it out and watch it because it's going to really help you as you move forward creating the life you want. So the first piece of being able to manifest like a mofo is you need to know what you want. It's really hard to get what you want if you don't know what you want. It's sort of like hailing a cab in, you know, New York City and getting in the cab and saying, you know, the cabbie says, "Where do you want to go?" And you go, I think I want to go to the zoo. And so the cabbie starts, you know, riding over and, you know, now we use Uber. So the Uber person starts driving over toward the zoo. And then you say, no, that's not what I want. I want to go to Saks on Fifth Avenue. And so the, you know, the Uber person starts going over there and then you go, no, stop the car. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want this. I want this. I want to go get a hot dog. I want to go to pizza. After a few minutes, that Uber driver is going to tell you to get that blank out of the car, right? It's when you are not clear about what you want, the universe wants to bless you. You are blessed all the time. You were born there were two little miracles that happened, you know, the sperm and the ovum that came together and made you into a baby. That was a miracle. And there is no way this universe, however you believe it, God or whatever it is, made that happen and then just totally left you out to fly around, right? I mean, the universe is there all the time to bless you and wants to continue to bless you. So you have to get in that mindset, not that it's all awful and it's somebody else's fault and you've been dealt bad breaks and you're looking for it. So get out of that mindset and start thinking about what you really want. If it's $1 million, it's great. If you want more money than you could ever spend, that's great. There's no, you know, requirement on what's good and what's bad, but getting a little more clear about what you want. And you can do that maybe in increments. So if you can't think really big, and this is why I talk about $1 Million Monday, because I want us to start thinking bigger. The universe can handle bigger than we could ever think. And so many of us limit ourselves in logic and, you know, in maybe despair even. I could never have it. I've never had it. My family never had it. We limit ourselves and we don't go big enough so we don't ever get big. We don't ever get the big stuff. The universe can handle that. So, but if you can't right away go big because you don't believe it or you're, you know, afraid or whatever it is, or you're sitting in logic, whatever your gap is, start in increments. So start thinking, well, gee, this week I want to create more money in my life. I would like to receive, and then try to get specific about it, $200 more, $2,000 more, whatever it is, and get an intention going. I am intending to create and receive and participate in manifesting $2,000 more this month or this week, whatever you want to do. So you want to get clear on what you want. And then what you want to do is you want to imagine it. All right. And I'm not just talking about in the future, imagine it, but if you have to do this, you have to be able to imagine yourself with it now. So think about yourself with that, $1 million or whatever it is that you want, the $2,000 you want this week, and start living like you have it. Now you're going to say to me, well, should I just go spend money that I don't have? No, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about using your imagination and an imaginal act of you living in your imagination as the person who has that extra money, has that amount of money, has that house, whatever it is you want that you've gotten clear on. Now, here's a piece that'll really make it happen faster. Are y'all ready for this? I'm going to give you the ins that I do every night. And this is based on, if you've ever read anything by Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard's written tons and tons about how to create what you want, how to manifest what you want. You can go read it. I'm summarizing it for you, and I've used it again and again. The other thing I want to say about manifesting like a mofo is everybody's energy and everybody's process is different. And so you got to keep kind of playing with stuff and learning and talking about this, because you got to figure out what works for you. Now, I've done this enough where I'm going to present a couple of these to you that I know work, processes that work pretty well for most people, all right? Because they've got the core elements of why something comes to you, all right? So be clear on what you want, whatever you want. And if you can't think really big, go increment and make an intention about it. And then here's a big piece. You've got to learn how to relax. You guys, women are not good at relaxing. We are in a ball of stress a lot of the times. Anybody identify with that? We're trying to do too much. We're trying to take care of everybody. We're trying to blah, 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 and we don't relax well. So what I want you to do is right before you go to sleep, get into a relaxed state, almost like how a log would feel. Just consider yourself a bump on a log and get really relaxed right before you go to sleep. When you get that relaxed, that is called being in the receptive mode or receiving mode. And you can create like a mofo if you can learn how to relax and receive. Somebody type that in, relax and receive. Doesn't matter if you do it before bed, but it's easier to do right before you go to sleep because we're already kind of, listing back. So get yourself, just practice this, get yourself in a relaxed mode, get into the receiving mode and feel it. You will feel like you'll feel when you're receiving. You're not pushing, you're literally feeling energy kind of coming to you. And then what you want to do is get into that imaginative state. Thank you, Karen. Relax and receive. So get into the imaginative state. And remember I said, you're going to imagine being in it, living it. All right. So if you want the $2 million, and here's the next piece to this, is living it and feeling it. So how does a person who has, let's say, $1 million feel? How does that feel? We talked about this before, some of you. Free feels, might want to type in some of that. How if you were in an imaginative state, imaginal state, and you're living into it and you're feeling into it, you'd feel maybe free, happy, have free choices. So you want to be thinking about all of the ways you'd feel. In that imaginative state, imagine it and feel it as much as you can. And then the next part to do, so keep relaxing. Don't get yourself in a headache or get yourself all whipped up. Just keep relaxing and receive and imagine it and feel it. It should be fun. Remember, fun. And then what you want to do is imagine it happening so much and so real that your friends or loved ones have come to congratulate you in your imaginative state that it has happened. All right. So this is a practice that if you will try it, and I would love to hear your feedback, you tell me how it's going. You got to commit to it and you got to do it if you want it to happen this way. But if you would commit to doing this for 7 nights in a row, you will be amazed what happens, what shifts in your life. And the truth of the matter is what's going to shift is what shifts inside of you. Because for you to receive what you want, you have to become different inside than who you are now. And that's really hard to just decide to do that and like, whatever. So these imaginative acts, these imaginal acts where you go live it in your mind and you think about it, like during the day, how does a person with $1 million behave? How would I react to this situation with $1 million? I wouldn't really care, right? So you can get into that state as well, all right? So that is the first practice that I want you to try for at least 7 days. You want to get to know what you want, relax, and then get in receptive mode and imagine yourself having it. Imagine yourself feeling how you'd feel when you have it and being congratulated by your friends to have it, right? So a second practice that I'm going to give you to manifest like a mofo is creating a focus wheel. Because so many people, I'll tell you, women are really good with feelings, but we've been told by society to not feel. If we're going to be successful, we have to be businesslike and we have to get logical and we have to like look at the bottom line. And the more that we do that, the less we are able to feel. We disconnect from our heart-head connection. And so here's a practice you can do fairly easily that will allow you to connect with the feelings of what you want, which is the big, like it is the elixir for taking you from where you are now to where you want to be. If you can feel how you want to feel when you have it. Does this make sense to people? Is this exciting to people? If it is, say it makes sense. I'm going to give you a practice that'll help you feel into it. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a focus wheel. So what you're going to do in this wheel is you're going to take a piece of paper and in the center of the page, the center of the page is you're going to put what you want. So, maybe, lose 20 pounds or whatever, optimal health or, $1 million. Let's go with $1 million because this is $1 Million Monday. So put in the center of the page $1 million. And then what you want to do is you want to take the time to like think about $1 million and then think about why you want it. Why do you want it? So if I say $1 million to you guys that are watching me right now, does anybody want, would that be something you'd want? Say me, if you want $1 million. And then I want you to write in why. Why would you want $1 million? What would there be about having $1 million that you would like? Why? Yeah, Karen says me. I say me. So why? A lot of people say freedom, pay off all my bills. And you want to keep these statements as positive as you can. More choices, help my kids. And the more that you do this, you think about the $1 million and you think about why you have it, why you want it. The feelings are going to come up, the happy feelings around that, right? Time freedom, freedom, in terms of choices, more fun, more travel, right? And the more you say those kind of things, you start to lift your energy and you start to lift your vibration and you can't help but feel in a better space. That's what a focus wheel can do. So you go around the idea of what you want, literally in a wheel, and you all the way around the wheel, you say why I want it. You put little words, positive words, and then feel into how that feels. Are you excited? And you can write excited, happy, complete, whole, all of those words that start to come. And you're going to start to feel this maybe excitement and euphoria and joy. And the more you think about this $1 million and get the feelings connected, the more it'll make it manifest. I'm telling you, if you do these 2 practices regularly, you're going to get the feelings going for it. You're going to know the feeling of it. And then when you practice the relaxation and living into it, the imaginal living into having it already with the feelings, it can't help but come. It's the laws of the universe, guys. So ladies, so I'm giving you this like huge gift tonight. I have used this hundreds of times. I teach my, the people that I coach. And so, yes, there's a piece of there's a lot of pieces of strategy that go into building your business. And you do have to take action. This is one of the actions. Being involved in imagining the outcome you want and celebrating it and feeling into it is one of the actions. We do have to take action, but we could do things that make it easier. Learning to relax, learning to receive, learning to be in joy, learning to feel into what you want and allow that to lead you is so blessed, and it'll bring you so many opportunities. All right. So the last thing I'm going to talk about before I sign off tonight, and by the way, we have tornado warnings here where I'm live. So if something starts happening in the atmosphere, I'll tell you guys I got to sign off, but everything seems fine right now. So does anybody have fear and doubt when you really want something? Do you get involved with fear and doubt? Why isn't this coming? Why doesn't this happen to me? It never works. I don't know if this works. Is this all bullshit? Anybody have those feelings? Karen says yes. I'm so glad you're honest, Karen. And maybe you're saying yes about something else, but I have done that. And even recently, I just want to say we're all human. And we are in many ways socialized not to believe this stuff, to disconnect from this, to look at reality, and what tends to happen when we want to manifest something is we get stuck in the gap. I call it the gap in between what we want, where we are, and what we want, right? And that's the fear and doubt. That's the gap. It's like, oh, it won't work. What if it doesn't work? What if it never works out? And when you get focused on that, you're going to go into shipwreck. You're not going to create what you want. So what do you do to get out of the fear and doubt? Because it is literally, if you want to think of it as something, it is evil, it's sinful, it's whatever you want to call it. It's the stuff that'll take you away from the blessings of the universe. And we're taught to be in fear. We're taught to be in doubt. So what the heck? We can't, what do we do? So I'm going to give you one affirmation that I want you to start using regularly. All right. And use this affirmation, especially when you're getting into the fear and doubt. And when that fear and doubt is hitting you about anything, money, there's not enough money. Oh my God. And you're focusing on, I've done that. There's not enough money. What am I going to do? It's all going to go to shipwreck. That one. So what I want you to do when that is happening is I want you to write this down and I want you to pull this out, put it in your phone, in your notes, whatever. This is an affirmation and I want you to breathe deeply. While you say it, breathe deeply, relax, because remember, at all times, relaxing is the key so you can get into the receptive mode. And I want you to say, the life in me is inseparably connected. The life in me is inseparably connected with all of the life that exists. And it is entirely devoted to my personal advancement. I want you to start saying this and living it and thinking it. The life in me is inseparably connected with all of the life that exists, and it is entirely devoted to my personal advancement. If you are in fear and doubt, and you will be, we're all human, we're encouraged to live in this for whatever reason. It's part of a long history and a long story that's for another day of why this is there for us, part of the dark ages and controlling people and all of that stuff. So it's part of our habit, part of our DNA, it's there. And if you want to change this for yourself so you can manifest more, because your fear and doubt is the very thing that is keeping you from receiving it. This statement, if you use it while breathing deeply, especially when it's hitting you, breathing deeply and relaxing, The life in me is inseparably connected with all of the life that exists, and it is entirely devoted to my personal advancement. And then you can be saying this at different times during the day. When you go out for a walk, keep saying it. You will start to feel this lifted blessedness, and it will absolutely take you out of fear and doubt. It is written so that it does. All right. So I hope that this little episode has been good for you. And I'm receiving an emergency warning on my phone right now to take cover right now because of a tornado that's been sighted. So I am going to sign off with great blessings to you. Also saying the life in me is inseparably connected with all of the life that exists, and it's entirely devoted to my personal advancement. So I'm not going to live in fear about this tornado, but I am going to take some precautions. So I send you big blessings. I want you to do these practices for 7 days in a row at least. Take the imaginal act exercise and also the focus wheel, and then play in the fear and, when the fear and doubt comes, the affirmation that I gave you. Now listen, I'm going to put a link in here for a membership site. It's called Creating the Feminine Economy Collective. This membership group is a group of women who are focused on supporting each other, building wealth together, loving each other, helping to support your business by their business, building because of your business, that kind of thing, collaboration, growing wealth, manifestation. If you will look at joining this, it is not costly at all. It will greatly benefit you, and you will receive discounts on other programs. I'm going to come back next week and talk more about manifestation activities if you guys are interested in that. So if you're hearing this now or later, let me know if you're interested. I come on every single Monday at 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and talk about tips and tricks and strategies that will help move your business and grow your business toward the $1 million mark. Want you to think big and be big and know that the universe is on your side. Click the link that I'm going to put in here and join the collective. So you're receiving these videos, you're receiving this information. You're part of the women that are getting together and filling your soul up. I want you to be part of that. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week, and we'll talk more about manifestation. Paula B, Master Business and Mindset Coach. Take care. Big love to all of you. Have a great night. Talk to you next Monday.